system in place to keep us in chains. By show of hands, who else is sick and tired of the same? 1% trying to keep us small, trying to keep us from getting out. Minimizing the struggles they've caused, saying we're not working hard enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands in attendance and for the millions watching at home, DCK Productions proudly brings to you the greatest podcast in the world! The greatest podcast in the world? Suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. I appreciate it if you both suck it. Suck it!
We really should stop this fighting. Otherwise, we'll miss the fireworks.
There won't be any fireworks.
And here we go. And welcome everybody to Suck It. I am the great and powerful King of Kings, Prince of all that is awesome. Derek, how the hell is everybody this evening? It is a Wednesday, hump day, thank God. Halfway through the fucking week, almost to the weekend. Another fabulous weekend ahead of us. And it's been a crazy week. Tonight, I gotta talk about something that I'm finding hilarious, but I shouldn't be. So we'll get into that later on after the interview, and performance by the I can't even talk today. The guest coming on tonight. But yeah, there's something that was bothering me, and I saw this, and it's sparking my interest. Let's put it that way. And we'll talk about that later on after the show. But until then, I have an amazing guest on tonight with me tonight. So I have with me the keyboard and vocalist for the band Revolushn, Olga, and just going to talk to him. We're going to have a good old time. Revolushn is a band that consists of No on the guitar and vocals, drummer and lyrical prodigy Decay, the visionary Neil on basses and vocals, Kim on vocals and percussion, and rounding out is the lineup is the former doctor in the Red Army and master pianist Olga. Revolushn is revolutionary. So this is a really cool band that has a statement to tell, and we're going to find out more about that and have some fun with them. So without further ado, please welcome Olga from Revolushn to the show. Hey, how are you?
Derek, there's a bit of a mix-up. I know it says Olga Schubert underneath the
okay.
The I'm No Mansfield.
Oh, you're No Mansfield. Okay. All
yeah.
Right. Okay, well, I only go off of what's on the screen.
Yeah.
Either way.
She looks better than me, so you'll have to admit.
And hey, and Olga could be a man or a woman name, so
right, I never born.
Hey, that's all good.
Yeah, actually, Olga is my wife, so it's all good.
Oh,
it's all
okay. It's all in the family then. It's all fine.
Yeah.
So how are you this evening?
I'm pretty good.
Good. How's life out in San Francisco?
It's interesting. I played twice now since the pandemic, and in the last 3 weeks, and everybody wears a mask and everybody's pretty respectful, and it was pretty cool. I really enjoyed it, and to play live again. Wow, that was a trip.
Did it feel different with the distancing and all the other stuff that's going on?
Yeah, so it wasn't Revolushn I played with. It's an artist from San Francisco, and I play bass for that band. but they don't allow singing because of the spew. And so we the first and this I love this band. It's like a really sort of a DIY thing, do it yourself, whatever that does. Anyway, we specialize in doing flea markets, and there's another bar. There's a specific bar in Pacifica, which is this little seaside town with really cool clientele. So we play those two places, but these gigs we did, there was no vocals. We just jammed, and for me, it really, my main instrument is guitar, but I play bass. I love bass, right? I much respect the bass players, and so I'm usually just holding down the fort. Well, when there's no vocals, the guitar player's going, "Hey, do a solo." I will. Damn right.
Absolutely. I mean, use that
Yeah.
guitar as your voice. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
So you
So yeah,
guys,
it's interesting.
as yeah, absolutely, and that's weird to be restricted that way. That's kind of interesting. Personally, if it was me, I would have done the whole Doors thing and do a Jim Morrison and put my vocalist behind the drummer facing away from everybody.
All
Put
right.
a drape behind him so all you can see is a
Yeah.
silhouette and just say screw it. There you go.
That would work. I got to bring that up to him actually, because you have a point there. If we isolate the singer so he can't spew,
Yeah. I mean,
plus,
hey, Jim Morrison did it in the back in the day to make a statement. Y'all are just doing it for safety, which would be
right.
It's totally fine. So you guys just released a new song back in May called Electric.
Yeah.
And you guys actually had the honor and privilege of working with a former member of Toto and Pink Floyd and Scott Page with that as well. So what was that experience like?
Well, it's so I've known Scott a long time, and in fact, I knew him when he first got the gig with Pink Floyd, and we were all kind of happy, jealous. You know what I mean? We're happy. We're also, damn, we should have been. But anyway, yeah, it was great. Scott's a phenomenal player, and his attitude. Well, he's playing. He's a goof in real life like everybody else, but when he's playing, he is fucking on it. I mean, he's into it. He's zoned into that music and what's going on. And so with Electric, we did it. We were kind of doing it on the DL, and we did it in a professional studio, but in a guy's garage in Burbank, and it was hot AF. And so Scott, that was the first. What you hear on that track is the first take. Right?
Really?
One take, yeah. But then he's such a perfectionist. He kept saying, "Well, let's do some more." And he did 30 takes for that thing. I'm going to have remixes forever if that song becomes popular. So anyway, and he's sweating. I had to get him to stop at one point because I thought he was going to fall over. He was like sweating so much. But yeah, he's a great guy. Really fun person.
He really is. I had him on the show last Wednesday, and him and I had a great conversation for about an hour and a half. Just a great guy. I learned so much from him. We spent about half the time talking about music, and then the other half of the time was just talking about business and growth and all this other stuff that he deals in. And it was just it was like going to school for me, and it was really, really kind of cool.
Oh yeah, no, he's a sharp guy. We almost we're going to do this sort of business deal in LA. No, that was in Las Vegas, like a year ago, but the other parties sort of fell apart. So there you go.
Gotcha.
But, yeah, I like Scott, and then it was so much fun when we did that show in LA, and he played with us. Because he really wailed, and it was a good monitor system and loud as fuck, right? So that's cool. That was really cool. I had fun doing that show with Scott's just a great musician.
So tell me about Revolushn. You guys kind of have a as according to all the articles I read and the research I've done on you guys kind of have a protest vibe about you guys. Just that I don't give a fuck attitude, and you're ready to take over the world and get your message out there by any means necessary. So tell me, the whole meaning behind it and why the name is Revolushn, but not spelled the normal way.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, so yeah, the vibe is. In fact, somebody asked Eileen asked me, hey, "What are you going to Portland to protest against?" Wrote back everything, you know. But yeah, we're kind of like. So I'll explain how it came about, and that kind of explains what the name is. So we had just started out and had a couple tracks. I met Aaron Connor, this famous producer. Done Bone Thugs and Harmony, Ed Sheeran. I mean, this guy's like, he's really. And I'm just name dropping, but aside from all the names, he's really a wonderful guy and a super talent. So anyway, we started working together, and we had what happened was we had the studio we could use for free, and we happened to have the time, and we both said, "Hey, let's do this." And so we started writing, and then all of a sudden we had some good tracks. Like, holy shit, this is good. So we put one on the internet, and it starts taking off, and we thought, well, we got to have a name. And one night I had 4 or 5 glasses of wine, and Olga says, well, what's the name? And I said, you know what, it would take a total revolution for this band to get anywhere in music because we're so weird, and we're anti, and anti-fame, even though we want to be famous, right?
Yeah.
And she said, okay, Revolushn, that fits you, good deal. And she comes back and says, we can't use Revolushn. And like an idiot, I didn't think, oh yeah, because that was Prince's band. Never dawned.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, I would. Now I don't care because I met those guys and they said they didn't care. They thought it was funny. They did a show out here a couple of years ago. So anyway, she comes back and she said, we can't get the name for the website, but unless you spell it like I would spell it in Russia. So that's the spelling, how the spelling came about. And I was like, great. And then, like I say, we're sort of anti-fame. My friends were telling me, whoa, every time we type in Revolushn, it autocorrects and then we can't find you, right? You do it in your computer. You type in Revolushn, spell it our way, and it'll autocorrect it. Well, so now we've got enough presence. Once we got in Wikipedia, then, okay, now it comes up as our name. But anyway, that's kind of the vibe. We're kind of an underdog, for the underdog band. We definitely don't sound pop, and we want to rock and roll. Anyway, I don't know if you listened to the song, but that song
I did.
And we got another one called "Pushin'." That's we're ready to release that one. I'm kind of having an existential crisis because I'm down to the last nitpicky detail of how in mastering, and but Olga just come on, hurry up, just decide. Nobody can hear it but me now. That's the point. It's pretty damn close.
Yeah.
So,
so you mentioned that you don't want to. I mean, the whole idea is you don't want it. You don't want the fame, but you do. Okay, and a similar, type of not a similar sounding band, but a similar message of a band. In Rage Against the Machine had that same mentality, and then once they did get famous, then it started putting a huge burden on the band, and And then that's what broke them up, because they were that anti-establishment band that didn't want to be a part of the establishment, and next thing I know, they were, and boom, they were off the scene. Do you fear that happening to your band if something like that happens? If you guys do blow up?
Well, it's like the percentage wise in my mind is really low, so I don't like to spend a lot of time thinking about it. But let's say all of a sudden we became, I don't know. So I've been around a lot of people that were famous,
Mhm.
real famous, and I don't know that. So here's the thing about, and this was a calculated decision, both with David and I and Bundles, that I would sing all the songs for
Okay.
Revolution, right? So then, as long as I'm alive and I'm going to do it, we've had 24 different musicians working with this band.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we're like a disease, like right to get us right. You can't get rid of it. And all these, nobody leaves on bad terms, right? We're friends with well, maybe one guy, but everybody. If they, if we're playing in town and they can make it, they come and play. And there's a sort of the core band now of David and Bundles and I, and as of late, I want to give props out to our two new members of the live show. Kim Ashton from Sacramento. She's this fantastic singer. She's the girl you see singing in the Electric video.
Yes.
And we kind of joke about how we're cynical musicians, professional musicians, and she's like this spark of, I don't know if she's not naive by any means. She's a strong woman, but she's so positive. It's almost annoying to us. We love her. I mean, it's, you know what I mean? It's, we're glad to have her. She adds sort of a bit of excitement to it. And we don't look at it in such a cynical attitude, at least when we're around her. And then the other new member, relatively new, that he's been with us for a year now, is Neil Nyberg, who is a phenomenal musician, a super nice guy, and a conspiracy expert. You want to talk about any conspiracy you can talk about, Neil knows about it. And he'll, oh yeah, I know that guy. But Neil's a wonderful. I love Neil. He's wonderful.
I love conspiracies. That's like that's my jam right there.
So what do you think about the colonies on Mars of humans that broke away and decided to just live there?
I'm sorry, what?
Well, yeah,
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, there's supposedly humans on Mars already, and it's a breakaway society, and they are in contact with the aliens, which now I'm really starting to think the aliens are controlling shit the way they are.
The way things are going, that's the only way that's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, right. They just want to like make it crazy so we all go nuts and they can turn us into dog food or something, or whatever they're
Maybe the Scientologists were real or were right.
Yeah,
the Scientologists were right. We should have known better.
Oh, wouldn't that be a bitch?
That would be. It's like, we were watching, Tom Cruise, 15 years ago, yelling at Matt Lauer on TV. And now all of a sudden it's like, shit, should have listened to him. So, excuse me. So, with everything that's going on, if you guys were out on tour right now, what would be your main focus as far as the political aspect of things?
Oh, well, pretty much everybody that knows me knows I'm sort of a peaceful anarchist, but what's going on right now, I mean, with this nut job pretending to run things, and the fact that like 30% of the country believes them. That's and I get in trouble. I get yelled at a lot on the internet for saying stuff, and I try not to react. Right? You don't want to. Reacting to some stuff you saw on the internet is silly, but it does get me. And my first reaction, I think probably for a lot of people, is "fuck this, I'm turning that thing off." You want to just back off and forget about it. On the other hand, conflict makes you stronger, right? If you use it right. And I don't mean with guns shooting people.
Yeah.
I'm saying if you argue with someone or if you disagree with someone and you get past it and can sort of come to an agreement, maybe you don't want to hang out with the guy anymore, but at least you don't have this guy's an idiot type of thing. And so I don't know. If I was out, I think probably I'd try to keep my mouth shut, just sing and play. I'm a guitar player. What do I know?
But like I told you before, I'm that guy that loves to ask those questions to really spark that debate, because that's what I do.
What I'd like to do? I'd like to have backwards messaging going on, right, and tell people it's all true. The aliens are here.
We got Tom Cruise out back. He's going to tell you all about it.
That's right. Yeah. We get the president's an alien.
Nothing at this point would shock me. But I mean, the thing is, the thing that's been pissing me off the most, yes, he's done some shitty things as far as taxes go, and some of his things he's doing across the overseas with other countries that his businesses do business with. I'll let that slide. That's just smart business. Okay. What's pissing me off is the lies that he's been telling, the fact that every time he gets called out on his bullshit, it's immediately a lie. It's fake news. And then the fact that he's coming out and telling me and my children and my wife that he's going to defund schools if they're not back in school by the fall. Well, the thing that sucks about it is, and I've ranted about this 10 times, but I'll talk to you about it again. The fact that the only thing that the federal government gives public school money to is for Title I, or the poorly funded schools, the poor schools, and special education. So unfortunately, the kids with Down syndrome and the poor kids don't get money anymore because we just made an educational decision to save our kids from getting the stupid virus. But no, now these kids that need the money the most aren't going to get it. So yeah, that's a good fucking deal, let me tell you. So I mean, where's the line with this guy?
I didn't know that. Oh
yeah, that is the honest to God truth. He has straight up said that. He has said that he will, make the education departments defund public schools, and the only thing that the federal government gives money to is special education and low income. That's it. Yeah, and then
I don't get away with that. I mean, even people on his side are probably gonna. I don't know. He'd have to do an executive order or something, wouldn't he?
I don't even know how he would go about it, but I mean, it sucks because here's where
that whole group thinks that way is despicable. And it's not American. It's un-American, right?
It is. I mean, he put nothing but I've always lived by the motto. I might be the smartest person in the room, but I know there's smarter people outside the room. So if I can get them inside the room with me, we can have we have a bigger, better chance of winning. But his idea is, well, I'm always the smartest person in the room, so he can't hire anybody smarter than him. So he just hires all these dumbasses to make him look even smarter. Like that idiot Betsy DeVos, who was never even a fucking teacher, never even a principal or a guidance counselor, let alone anything else in the schools, is our fucking Secretary of Education. What the fuck is that about? Get me all riled up. See? I want to join you on tour and just say fuck Trump.
I would love to that would be our whole logo theme. Fuck Trump.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, she's really that. I almost can't even think about her because I've since she was nominated and I realized who she was, I was just so disgusted, like beyond, like what the fuck.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do? Hopefully, and I think it's really true that there's enough people. I have every one of my Republican friends, and I have quite a few, and they're good people, right? They're just,
As do I. Yeah.
but I love them anyway. Anyway, every one of them will tell you, "Oh yeah, Trump's disgusting, but he's our guy." Well, now they're all going, it's radio silence, right?
Yeah.
Because he's clearly suffering some kind of weird mental. I know if the FBI is watching, fuck off, FBI. But he's on drugs. That guy is whacked on Adderall. I've known people that were just like that, and when you get right down to it, that's the cause of it.
Yeah. You might be right. You might not be. Who knows? And personally, I don't really give a shit because I'm only 30 minutes away from DC. So if the Secret Service shows up at my door, I'll just say, fuck you. Want to join the show? Come on. We'll talk about it together. I know how you really feel.
Hands up. Please don't shoot me.
Yeah.
Did you see that the moms in Portland?
Yes.
Oh, that was so emotional to me to see all those women singing and that cute little lullaby to these dumb shits who they probably changed their diapers. These guys are trying to act tough with their batons and their gas against mom. Come on, fuck me. That showed a new low in this Trump thing. Is they're gonna gas mom? Give me a fucking break.
Well, I mean, he gassed him in DC not too long ago, just in front of a church, just to make sure that he got a photo op.
Isn't that sick?
Isn't it sick?
So the good news is he's old. He's going to die soon.
Well, it's gotten to a point where people are fed up, especially people like me who are very strongly opinionated, to where I at this point would rather go back 12 years, no longer, 14 years ago and have George W. back in the White House.
At least the guy had some decorum. He had some, it was maybe, I didn't agree with him either, but yeah, compared to Trump, fuck.
Yeah, and that's I mean, that's a sad realization though. I thought about that earlier today. I'm like, I would rather have GW, and that because at least when he would. At least when he was up on the podium and he would, misspeak words or say something that didn't make any sense, it would make me laugh. Trump just gets up there and lies, and it pisses me off. And it's like, I want to laugh at you and make fun of you, but you're saying the things that piss me off.
I didn't like George Bush until after he wasn't president, he shut up. And I went, whoa, that's pretty cool. He's not getting into this BS, right?
Yeah.
And that I respected that, and then since then he's who knows? It's such a goofy job. Who the hell would My problem with that whole thing is that anybody that would really want that job is a fucking psycho. Right? Name me one president that didn't have mental problems. Maybe Obama. I mean,
yeah, maybe Obama. Yeah.
I liked the way Obama handled himself, but I didn't like the fact that he increased all those drone strikes on people.
I mean, they all have their things. I mean, I was a big Clinton fan too, but he couldn't keep his dick in his pants. But that doesn't make him a bad president.
Yeah, he was just a bit of a pervert, but he was a good president.
Yeah, nothing wrong with a little, little under the desk, under the desk blowjob every once in a while from your willing secretary. Hey, whatever. So with all that stuff going on in the world, especially here in America, are you still proud to be an American?
I'm proud to be from Earth. I mean, I think that's super cool. As far as I mean, I don't really know how to compare it to say proud, other than I know some great fucking people here. In fact, everybody, 99% of the people I think are awesome are from America. And you, I mean, there's people like you. There's great. All these people I know are just really wonderful people. So I'm ashamed of America's general policy and the way that we look to. My friends overseas are like scratching their head, what the fuck are you guys doing over there?
Yeah.
But I don't look at it, you know. So I'll tell you what, all the shit, the lying, the cheating, the uh, everything that Trump does, you can probably point back and say, yeah, somebody else did that, right? The one
Absolutely.
thing that he should be, held accountable for, or just overruled instantly, is climate change. The fucking world's going to be gone if we don't do something real soon. That's science, and that's a fucking fact. And this dumb shit is throwing a wrench in the whole process.
Yeah.
And that he should be thrown in jail for.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
'cause that
what
was
I
one of
think
that was one
about.
of the first executive orders he signed, was to abolish some of the EPA bills that Obama put into place. And he was like, "Well, the coal miners need work. No, the coal miners can go find another, energy source. Let's find something else for them to do." That pissed me off. You know,
There's 47,000 coal miners. There's 500,000 solar installers.
yeah,
Well, give me a break. And those guys don't. No, yeah, as a guy, that's cool. Go down in a cave and shit, and drive machines. But as a way of life, none of those guys really like that. I know they don't. I was there. I played there for those guys. I played with the country people. They don't fucking like working in a mine and getting black lung disease.
yeah,
Other than the construction guys, like, and which I relate to. I like building things. Yeah, it's cool digging a hole and like to do that all your life. Fuck that. So yeah, that's the one thing I think is he's criminally negligent on a world scale for his flip attitude about the science of climate, the climate science. I worked. I knew about this 20 years ago because I was up in the Arctic at the North Pole, and I had this project I was doing for NASA. And 20 years ago, all the Inuits, the people that we worked with, told us, "Oh my God, we've never seen anything like this. It was so hot. We had 70 degrees there one day when I was there
wow,
at the fucking North Pole. Now they've in Siberia, they have 100 degrees. And what happens is there's all this material. The Earth doesn't give a fuck. It's just gonna go and change and do this and that. But it's just not good for humans or mammals. Uh, but what's going to happen is, and it's already happening, is you get all this methane that's trapped either in the tundra, which is where you see explosions happening now, where this stuff it defrosts and becomes gas and then gets ignited. It's a kablooey, right? There's that. The big daddy of it that'll wipe out us just like the comet wiped out the dinosaurs is off the coast of America, the east coast of America. There's methane carbonate, tons and tons of it. It's one of the things a lot of climate guys can't figure out how it got there, but it's there. And once that stuff starts melting and going into the atmosphere, we're screwed big
yeah,
time. So all this stuff is out there, and it's not just internet shit. These are PhDs, study this stuff
yeah.
analytically, and that's the one thing. I guess if you said what would I do when I was touring, I'd say I'd give all our money to funding climate change awareness and
Oh
do
wow.
it for
That's awesome. It's funny that you mentioned the climate change thing, and I can't remember where I saw this, but it was a commercial for either a burger place or it was a beef company or something along those lines, and they were talking about the amount of emissions that of methane that cows fart on an annual basis. So now they're changing up their cows' diet to give them less gas. Therefore, so it's like that's how detailed people are getting about this. How can we make cows fart less? That's how. But yet he's out there saying, "Oh, let the coal mining continue." But these farmers are saying we got to stop them from farting. That's a big deal.
Those little things make a big difference if you start doing them across the board, and that's like it was. I know farmers who have changed the diets of their cows because of that. Another reason is because it's cheaper. Yeah. I think they have to add, I think 5% seaweed in there or something like that. I mean, it's a small amount, and it changes the whole way they fart or create gas.
That's crazy.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not a big guy to have to go to Soylent Green, but I could do without meat if somebody said we'll get rid of factory farming. Cool. Okay.
Well, the lifestyle that I live, as far as my diet goes, I don't think I could do without meat, but I could do pescatarian. I think I could do fish only.
Yeah.
Yeah, because me and my wife live a keto diet, so we don't eat carbs. It's lots of vegetables and lots of meats.
Yeah, me too.
So that's how we do it. No carbs at all, except for my carbs come in the shape of beer, but everything. But I don't I don't eat rice or potatoes or anything else like that. I mean, it's
the gods, right?
Exactly. God, Benjamin Franklin said beer, God invented beer because he loves us. So, but so I mean, it'd be kind of hard because, the higher the fat content and the higher the protein content, the more fat you burn and blah, 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 blah. I don't want to go into the whole thing about keto and ketosis, but so I mean, I could do probably pescatarian and just eat fish and vegetables, but I don't think I could do without chicken or beef. I mean, anyone else listen to me, I'm sorry.
Have you tried the Impossible Burger?
You know what? I have, and it's actually not that bad.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah. Right? I mean, there's a couple of them that have come out that are just like really, really good. And I'm like, and they even go as far to use beet juice in them to make it look like it's bleeding, which, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, so, I had my first one back when we were, I'm kind of involved with this singer-songwriter community in San Francisco, and there's a lot of us that we go 2-3 nights a week to these places and sing original songs, and it's really it's a really warm, cool thing. But anyway, one of the places is Hotel Utah, and they were one of the first ones to get the Impossible Burger, and I had it, and I didn't realize they gave it to me, and I was like, God, this is a good burger.
Yeah.
I didn't order that, right? This bartender I knew there wanted to fool me. And it was really good.
Yeah. They've also come out now with the Impossible Sausage too, and Burger King has it. And I went and tried that there. And that's really good too. I mean, just the stuff is just we have the Impossible, now there's also the Beyond Burger. There's a bunch of different ones, and they're all not bad. I mean, is it something that I would eat 7 days a week? No. But if you served it up at I'd be like, hell yeah, just dress it up for me. I'd be fine.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. If you could get to a point where that's really good, it's nutrition wise, it's equivalent to meat, and with the fat and the whole thing, I think that would be a better idea than the way, I always remember this. When I was a kid, I read this real short science fiction story, and these guys, these spacemen pulled up into orbit in Earth, and they're looking down at their look at these guys. And the lieutenant comes up to the captain and says, "Well, Captain, how do you think we should treat these people, these humans? Because they're obviously the ones in charge." And the captain said, "Well, we'll treat them like they treat the ones under them." Right? Oh, okay. Dun, 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 dun. I don't think it's, we have our problems, but so do animals. And on the other hand, it's going to resent thing. We're all going to die, right?
Yeah.
It's just better if we don't do it all at once. But
Let's hope not.
yeah,
And there's also this company out there, and I can't think of the name of it. It's still relatively new. They're still a startup. They've figured out how to take the embryo of chicken eggs after they're hatched and take the DNA and actually biomechanically manufacture clone chicken meat.
no shit.
Yes, shit. I am dead serious. I think of, I saw this on some channel. I can't remember what it was, but it's legit. And right now it's like astronomically expensive. It's like $100 a pound for the chicken breast, but it's real chicken breast, 100% real. It's just,
Cool.
it's just cloned.
Yeah, that's really cool. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what I think that, like nutrition wise, you won't have to worry. You will be able to do keto because that's what I do too. I mean, mainly. I break down every once in a while. I have a piece of bread, but
I had pancakes this morning. Don't feel bad.
pleasure. I go to Denny's, right, and I get the lumberjack special. So it's a couple of eggs, it's some ham. I don't get the hash browns, but I take they give you a pancake, and I eat
Yeah.
half of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I went to IHOP this morning, had an omelet, and had all three pancakes, and I did not feel guilty about it.
oh, it's the cheat days, right?
Yeah. Gotta have my
say
cheat
those.
days.
Yeah, they're good for you. They make you happy.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like
I'm definitely happy now. I can tell you that much. So what do you guys have planned, or what do you have specifically planned going forward over the next few months?
Well, like I say, we've got our new single done and probably release that within the next month. We've got enough songs now for an album. We're just trying to figure out how to promote it, and because we can, in the past we would just go out and play anywhere for anybody and play a lot.
Yeah.
We can't do that now. So and it doesn't and it's just a change for musicians have always had it tough. It's
Of
never been
course.
easy.
Yeah.
I'm
Regardless of what the
old.
public thinks.
Yeah, right. So we're working with some people that are sort of helping us. Here's how if you need to do this thing digitally, here's how we can come about and do it. And so but yeah, we're writing a lot still. I mean, that's kind of a constant part of what we do. And plus, I, I feel a lot of things I'm doing, but I spend an average of 4 hours a day in the studio. So I'm pretty much doing it. I mean, my calluses are all there. My chops are up. I'm, I'm happy with that. So I'm looking forward to when, because our band, we're kind of a inner multi-city, let's say, band. David lives in LA. I live in San Francisco. Kim lives in Sacramento. But we're all pros, and when we get together to rehearse, we talk about it. Okay, here's another, here's another, and then we just come and play, a bunch. We do the set, 4 or 5 times in a day. Do that 2-3 days in a row, and we get pretty fucking tight because we already know this stuff.
Yeah.
We go out and play. We haven't been able to do that, and that I miss. It's soon now, and then once we can go out and play, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's next year. Fine, we'll be ready, and I can't wait.
Are you guys gonna put out a video for this next song too, or no?
Yeah, more than likely. So bundles. Olga Schubert is she does all the videos, and it's to the point where I give her the song. I don't even bother telling her what I think about it anymore because she's always has such better concepts than I do. So anyway, she said she's got the concept for Pushing, which is the next song. But at the same time, she just finished a book that was written in Russian. That's her first language. about Amanita muscaria, the mushroom, and its medical benefits. And she did a study. She was able to do it with using internet and these tools. But anyway, she had close to 3,000 people participated in this, and 200 of them did an actual clinical trials. And this was on their own, right? They were already doing it, and she would monitor them. And it turns out it's the biggest study anybody's ever done about that mushroom, and that stuff is amazing. I mean, uh, when you just look at the history, and the mushroom I'm talking about, in Christmas when they show scenes, they show this little mushroom, and it's red with white dots or white with red dots. No, yeah, that's Amanita muscaria, and it's related. It has a it's a connotation that's connected to Santa Claus, right? And that when you take that all the way back, it turns out that these guys were uh, eating enough of this stuff to get high. Mostly, her study was not to get high on this stuff, right? It's just for medical benefits. But that's and then what it's really interesting, the whole thing. So then um, it was widespread use in Russia up until Stalin. About 4 or 5 years into Stalin, he said, "Oh, we don't want these peasant remedies. We want, real stuff." And so he outlawed the use and made it illegal, right? Of this mushroom that you don't get high on. Just people were using it for medicine.
Yeah.
And so it's had this stigma ever since. And if you eat a couple of them, you will get sick. It's like they're considered one of the poisonous ones, except when you look at it, it's not. As long as you keep the dose at the right spot. Anyway, that's a long story to say that she's been busy getting that book ready, and I'm kind of going, "Hey, what about my video?" But I'm not going to push her on it. So, yeah, I'm almost sure positive there'll be a video, and she's just so good at that. She likes doing it, so there'll probably be another 10 videos. We have another song, Spiral Galaxies, and then another one called Hover. They're both kind of space science-fi related, but Hover especially is like it's like a John Bonham drum solo with lyrics. It's really good.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, and Spiral Galaxies is the same way. It's a really cool song. So yeah, we're still working full time.
Good.
I mean,
So now you mentioned that you think you have enough songs to release an album. Do you think releasing albums is still relevant today?
Nah, that doesn't really matter. It's more like just for us, so we can say, here, this is a collection. I don't know that you know, I'm sorry, I'm starting, but I was just thinking. My wife offered our daughter's friends our CDs because they said, "Oh, we'd love to hear what you guys do," and so Bundles brought them the CDs, and they're like, "What are these?" That's not how we listen to music.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
You need one of these.
Well, so and we're, recently we have become a certified artist on Spotify. Now I have no idea what the fuck that means, but we're over 700,000 streams now.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Congratulations on that.
Yeah, right. I actually got a check the other day. I couldn't believe it. For royalties, and and we're electric. It's funny on YouTube. Dinosaurs is over 250,000 views. On Spotify, Electric is closing in on 250,000, and I think Dinosaurs on Spotify is over 100,000 or something like that.
That's going. That's awesome. That's pretty awesome.
We get a lot of playlists,
and that's what it takes. Get on those playlists, and you'll get all the freaking rotations.
Yeah.
All right. So I see you have your acoustic with you.
Yeah.
You're gonna play us a song?
How about part of a song?
Hey, that's fine too.
So, yeah, so I'm used to the problem lately is, I'm in a studio, so I can tweak everything and make it all sound so good. How's that sound? It's a fantasy world. Sometimes dark, sometimes not. It's how creatures are bound there. Forever searching for something that's not there. It's a cruel, cruel world. Just beware, because the world is ruled by dinosaurs. They're big and mean. They're picking up all the bones, put them up into the air. Dinosaurs rule the world, calling all the shots. Dinosaurs are gonna die. Dinosaurs are gonna fry. That's the first verse of Dinosaurs.
That's awesome.
Yeah, okay.
I can't blame you.
No, I'm just kidding.
You know what? No, it's been a pleasure having you on tonight. I really enjoyed getting to know you. You are definitely a talent. And I cannot wait to see what you guys do next. And hopefully you guys will be able to pull out that the new album and the music video soon. But I truly appreciate you being on the show tonight and giving us your opinion on things and having a nice little, hot topic debate. I mean, that was definitely.
You're like one of those pro guys. Sometimes we get these things that are, in somebody's garage and they can't figure out how to turn anything on. But it's nice talking to a pro. So,
hey, I appreciate you calling me a pro. That is definitely a compliment coming from you. So I appreciate that.
All right.
Well, we will definitely. I will definitely would love to have you back. Someday soon. Maybe the whole band, and you guys can do a nice little whole show for us. That would be awesome too.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun. Next
Absolutely.
time we get to LA for a rehearsal, we'll hit you up.
Just let Jimmy know, and I'll make sure I make room for you. I would love to have the whole band on.
All right. Thank you so much.
Hey, no problem. Thank you. And you have a wonderful rest of your night. And I hope the rest of the year, is nothing but roses, hugs, and kisses. All right, man. Thanks, brother. You too. What a cool guy. The music is different. It's very, there's a lot of psychedelic factor to it. Definitely go check it out. Just spelled Revolushn, the way it is with the SHN at the end. Find them on YouTube. Lots of cool stuff. And just check them out. I mean, they're really kind of cool. When I was first listening to them today, I was like, I don't know about this. And then I listened to it. And I kind of really dug it, especially the message that they have to take. All right. So quick commercial break, and I will be right back. Guys, ever wonder how I get this manly beard looking so good? It's all because of Viking Revolution. And at Viking Revolution, not only can you get some great beard balms, but you can also get some great beard oils, as well as some awesome quick shower pads, which helps prevent you stanking up after the gym. Also, these great wet wipes, which help prevent, stanky after going doo-doo. And also some pomades and some other great products, all at Viking Revolution. So do yourself a favor, go to dcproductions.com/sponsors, click on the banner, and get yourself some of these great products. Viking Revolution. Join the revolution. And actually, all those links are in the description of this video if you're looking to get any of those products that I just showed you from Viking Revolution. Links are in the description. And one more, and then we'll get back to the show. That's not the right one. Guys, have you ever wondered how you can help support the channel and also look fucking cool in the process? Go to the link down below, www.dckproductions.com/shop, to get the awesomest merch on the market today. Whether you just want to get one of our plain logos in one of our many different colors, or if you want to get one of our cool graphic tees that just are funny as hell. The choice is yours. But definitely pick up your choice of any one of these shirts in any color, any size, any style that you choose at www.dckproductions.com/shop, or click the link in the bio. Thank you, guys. All right. And like I said, the link for the shop is in the description of this video as well. So, on to what I was going to talk about earlier. What I was talking about earlier. So, this, what I'm about to talk to you about upsets me. It bothers me, but I'm not really sure how to feel about it. So here's where it comes into play. All right. So if you guys have paid attention to the news lately, everyone knows that good old Kanye West is supposedly running for president as well. But regardless, that's not the point here. I haven't liked that guy in forever. I've never liked him. I haven't liked him since, he compared himself to the Beatles, and then did the thing to Taylor Swift and all that other crap. But again, it's all besides the point. Supposedly, he has been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and hasn't been himself lately. And then Kim comes out today, Kim Kardashian, his wife, comes out today talking about how he has bipolar disorder and it has been a tough time for him and blah, 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 blah. Okay. So here's where I have the problem. Regardless of my feelings towards Kanye, that's his personal business. And she even started off I think it was on Instagram. She did this, an Instagram story. She starts off with, as many of you know, I wasn't aware of it, and I follow entertainment every day. I did not know he was bipolar. So did he come out and say that or no? But no, I don't believe so. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I don't believe him ever coming out and saying that he was bipolar. But now for his wife to come out and call him out and say that this is the reason why he's acting this way. While I'm all about mental health awareness and all this other stuff, as I've said 1,010 times in the show, that is not the way to fucking do it. I'm sorry. If I, had a suicide attempt, or if I went batshit crazy or whatever the case might be, 5 years from now, 4 years from now, whatever the case might be, and, I'm on a bigger scale and, whatever, and my wife comes on the show or puts out a, thing and says, oh, sorry, Derek's bipolar is acting up again. No, that's not the way to fucking do it. We're going through a tough time personally. He's seeking some solitude, whatever the case might be. You don't call a man out on it. You don't call a woman out on it. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't I mean, apologize for my wife. She's suffering from some pretty hard postpartum depression. That's fucked up. It really fucking is. I've got no respect for the Kardashian family as it is. Because Chris used, her ex-husband's name to make a name for herself, and then just everything that happened. But this right here crosses the line. It really does. And Kim should be shamed for it. Regardless of whether or not he is or isn't going through a manic phase, that's not her place, even as his wife, to come out and say, oh, excuse him, we're going through a really tough time. He's having, bipolar episodes. No, that is his medical stuff. If he chooses to talk about it, let him talk about it. But she shouldn't be coming out and doing that. No wife should. No husband should ever do that to their husband or wife. No spouse should do that to their husband or wife. Period. Again, I'm all about awareness. I'm all about asking for help and letting people know, hey, this is how I am. So be aware of it and let's go ahead and work on it and fix it together. But for somebody else to come out, regardless of who they are, for somebody else to come out and say, hey, this is why he's acting this way, that's giving him an excuse to act that way. It really is. Last Wednesday, you guys saw what bipolar was to me and what happened to me last Wednesday. I had a breakdown on the air during my interview with Scott Page, but never once did I blame it on my disorder. I said it was a battle that I am fighting. It's a war I'll never win. But it's a battle I was fighting that day. And I was going to beat that battle. So yeah, I was crying. I was upset. I was deep in a depression. But I was still on the air doing my job, acting as normal as I possibly can to satisfy you guys, to teach you guys, to talk to you guys, and all the other stuff that I love doing on a daily basis, entertaining you. Saying the things that I can say, doing the things that I can do to put on the best fucking show that I possibly fucking can every damn night. But what she did was uncalled for. And it's shaming him. It really is. It's saying he's acting that way because of his bipolar disorder. No, because that would basically mean that he is his disorder. And no human being is any disorder they are. If you don't have, you are not a person with, you don't have cancer, you don't have AIDS. No, you are a person living with that. Same thing with bipolar or whatever else. That's not who you are. It's just something you have. And for her to come out and basically blame everything on that, it's not how it is. The human being, Kanye West, has been like this fucking forever. And it's just, it's crap that we're having to see this. And I'm a little pissed off at Kim for calling him out like that. Cause that was, again, completely uncalled for and just absolutely embarrassing. Even though I can't stand him, he deserves better. All right. That's pretty much all I remember what I wanted to talk about tonight too. So apparently the world is not done with Tiger King. So not only I'm sure everyone's heard the news that there's a movie in production with Nicolas Cage playing him, Joe Exotic. But there's also a special coming on Animal Planet, I believe it is, and this one's about specifically about the animals after the fact and where they're at now and so on and so forth. So that's actually going to be a documentary coming out on Animal Planet talking about his animals and what's going on with them and specifically and so on and so forth. So that's another one. And then there's doing another one with, hold on, let me find her real quick here. So they're doing a special short, like a short series, I think it is. I can't think of what it's called or what it's but I know it's about Carol Baskin. And the lead actress, I'm gonna go ahead and pull her up on screen for you right now because this is actually pretty funny. So the main actress in this flick that they are, excuse me, our TV series, it's gonna be a TV show that they're doing and they're using her for is this beautiful lady known as Kate McKinnon. Kate McKinnon, as you might be aware, is a actress from Saturday Night Live. And she is funny as hell. So I can only assume that whatever this show that's getting ready to come on, like about Carol Baskin, is going to completely obliterate her by them using Kate McKinnon as the actress to play Carol Baskin. If you're not really sure who she is, just Google Kate McKinnon SNL and watch her on YouTube. Funny as hell. She's a great impersonator, and it's going to be interesting. But and they're not even that. So those three things are going on. The Animal Kingdom one, Animal Planet one, the Nicolas Cage one, and then the Kate McKinnon one. But there's also supposedly 5 other ones in development. Netflix started a gold mine with all this shit this past year. And they released it at the right time, right with the COVID coming out, which was smart as hell. But this is only going to get bigger. Regardless of how you feel about Joe Exotic or whether or not you feel he, really did try to kill Carol or hired a guy to kill Carol, or, if he was set up or whatever the case might be, he was kind of a dick, but he was really funny about it. And he may or may not have been, abusive to the animals. The stories go back and forth. You don't really know. But for comedy purposes only, for sheer comedy purposes only, not for anything else. Not because I think he's innocent, not because I think he deserves it. No. No. For sheer comedy purposes only, I think the last good deed Trump needs to do before he leaves office, because he's praying that he's going to leave office, is that he needs to pardon Joe Exotic. He needs to pardon him just so I have a reason to live. Man is hilarious, and I would love to see an actual reality show based on this guy. I would just love to watch him do his thing on a daily basis. Shit would be fucking crazy ass funny and be probably one of the number 1 rated shows of all fucking time. But yeah, so there's 8 things coming out about Joe Exotic. So if you guys have not gotten your fill of Tiger King, it's coming. I don't know if you'll still get your fill of it, because there's so much information out there about this guy. It's quite interesting. So I guess we will have to wait and see. But anyway, tomorrow, actually no, let me scratch that for a second. So again, guys, just to remind you, the summer concert series is coming to you guys starting next week. We've had 3 great bands on in the last week. However, the ones that are coming up are putting on real concerts, real shows and delivering the good stuff. So Kimberly Dawn will be on next Wednesday, which means on next Tuesday. I apologize. Kings of the Wild Things will be on next Wednesday, and then the band Impulses will be on next Thursday. So Kimberly Dawn, national country superstar, Kimberly Dawn will be on Tuesday, and then the band Kings of the Wild Things will be on Wednesday, and then Impulses will be on Thursday. So that is the lineup for next week. And I will put out the lineup for that and also the interviews for next week as well, which, by the way, we have a great week lined up for you next week. All music themed. It's either a band, an artist, and I also have a novelist, an author on next Friday. It's the guy that wrote the biography of Jimi Hendrix. So that is going to be a fun conversation to sit there and talk about Jimmy for an hour. So we got a whole bunch of cool shit with you. And if you guys listened to the interview last night, Jimmy and Eileen were talking about this rap artist that fuses goth and metal, goth and rap, and he with Grandmaster Mel from Grandmaster Flash. I checked him out last night. His name is Jason Chaos. I checked him out last night. He's a pretty interesting guy. He'll be on Monday. So that's going to kick off next week. And the summer concert series really kicks off on Tuesday with Kimberly Dawn. And then, like I said, Kings of the Wild Things on Wednesday, and then Impulses on Thursday. So tomorrow I have director David McAbee on with me. He's an independent and horror film guy. So that'll be a fun conversation to have. So come back tomorrow. Same YouTube time, same YouTube channel, 8 p.m. East, 5 p.m. West. And we'll talk to David McAbee tomorrow at that same time. But until then, you guys have a great rest of your hump day. Go do some humping, and I'll catch you guys back tomorrow. Until then, peace.